this morning I got up. I talked to my husband yesterday and said, hey, we need to get to the grocery store. There's a few things that we need. And some of the items were like bananas and apples, some sweet potatoes, some celery and stuff. And then I do go to the frozen veggie area, and they had some broccoli florets. And I've never bought frozen asparagus spears, so I did that. And we ended up getting some pork products because I still have some red meat downstairs, but some of the stuff needs to go into the freezer, and I'll go over what I spent. And I'm actually quite pleased how little we did spend. Here it is in the middle of, actually towards the end of February, and we've done well. Hi friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life, and as you saw, we did a grocery haul. Today we did not spend as much as I'm glad we didn't, if that makes any sense. We are very fortunate because when we grow things or we pick things up at the farm and stuff during the summer and fall months, that's where our grocery money goes at that time. And so we preserve them and put them on the shelf, so I have food on our shelves. As I mentioned yesterday when I shared about the tea blend that I made, using corn silk, I have corn on my shelf, so I don't have to go to the grocery store and buy it, which is kind of lovely. So today we went to Aldi's, and by the way, you're going to see David passing around because he's getting ready to work. He has to leave shortly. But some of the things that we got were, I got more butter. David's so happy when I buy butter because it's one of those things that I buy, and I use butter a lot. I do use lard and I use tallow. I've made ghee, so we use natural fats and stuff to cook with. We don't use massive amounts that you're seeing on TikTok. I was watching some TikToks and I was really kind of amazed at the way people attack the way people eat. There are natural ways to eat, and then there's processed food. So when people say there's plenty of processed food on the market that's healthy, I think you have to take a look at what's really healthy. And I can't say all this food, even though it's all vegetables and a few other things. It's not, everything is not 100% the best, but it is what we have, and we try to make the right choices. So I choose butter. So the other thing that we got, some of the things, I put some things in the freezer because I didn't want all that cold stuff and everything on the table. I got some bagged spinach, and the reason I got that is I have lettuce on hand. I just want to actually add the spinach to it. In addition, I got some berries. Typically my berries are in the freezer, but when I put berries in a salad, I prefer them, fresh like this. So that's why I got that. We got some little tangerine type, I forgot what these are called. But anyways, we got these orange things, and mandarin oranges. And so we got these, and I don't typically like a lot of citrus, but I like these because sometimes they quench that need for a little citrus and get your vitamin C and so forth. So I have a few of those. I haven't bought them in a couple of months since the holidays, and so I was just kind of craving it. And I don't like to buy orange juice. I do like an organic orange juice that I purchase, but I didn't go to my local market basket, so at Aldi's they didn't have that. I did pick up some bananas because I've been wanting to make some banana bread, but also I like snacking on bananas. We call these, when they come in green, Irish bananas. Right, Dave?
Yeah.
The first time I ever say they're Irish bananas, they're green. And it's because of how they pick them, as most people know.
For St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, for St. Patty's Day. Well, I hope they're consumed before then. I got some Granny Smith apples, I got some apples, which are something that I like the crunch, and I miss having the crunchy apples. I have applesauce. I have other things with apples, but I needed real apples at this point. I picked up some sweet potatoes. It's under the table that the camera's sitting on, so I'm going to just leave that. I enjoy sweet potatoes, and I mix them with regular potatoes when I'm making a meal for both David and I. David picked up some cookies, which, you know what, I can't bake everything. And since I'm on a diet, a little container like this of cookies, I am not going to complain about. The one thing that I was surprised that he picked up, and he said later that he felt bad about, is picking up some bagels. Now, this is something I actually want to try making him. And one of the things that he says, it's a pain with bagels because we don't use our toaster very often. What I do is I take the fry pan out, put butter, and I fry the bottom half of a bagel for him. And so he felt bad that he got him because of the toaster thing, but it's like, it's not a big deal. Actually, I think at some point, what do you think, David? We might be able to get rid of the toaster, but it's kind of one of those things you don't want
I like to.
He doesn't want to. We never have it out much. The other thing that I picked up was I got some more sponges. I prefer using dishcloths, but he prefers the sponges, and sometimes I'll use them too. I just find that they hold germs too long, so I'm always kind of like, if we don't use hot water, put vinegar on it, and throw it in the nuker to kind of like kill the germs, I'll get rid of them, but I don't like them. But you know what? I live with somebody who does, so it's a compromise. The other thing that I got was some celery, because I like celery, and I actually like it with peanut butter. So I have to be careful with my snacking, because I've shared in some videos that I'm actually on a diet to lose some weight, and peanut butter is good in moderation, and this one only has peanuts and sea salt. So I don't have a problem buying that kind of stuff. I do have another jar on my shelves, but I like to be ahead by at least 1 or 2 jars of peanut butter. And I didn't want to spend too much today, so I just picked up 1. So I got my celery fix here, and plus the celery can go into the salad. And I got some peppers. David's not a pepper fan. I don't know what's wrong with him, but that's his problem. We did a few months back, I did pick up this creamy Alfredo sauce, and so I bought 2 jars, and we tried it the other day on some pasta and stuff, and he liked it. So we can take this and you can add in some mushrooms, you can add in some pork or whatever protein that you want. We feel that it needs something other than just the sauce on pasta, or you could have the sauce on another whatever. I'm not going to tell you how to cook. I did pick up some ham. It's all sliced, so these things are usually pre-cooked, and he was really happy I threw it in the cart because, are you taking some for lunch?
No, not today.
Okay, so we'll put this in the refrigerator or freezer, and then he can have it for lunch. But sometimes what I do with that, if I don't want bacon, I will cook some of this with eggs in the morning and some hash browns. That's what I'll do. I did end up getting a pork tenderloin. It's an Italian seasoning. I guess today was the day to buy pork, but usually I get my beef and my other food over at the farm. I haven't been to the farm. I've been to the farm once. I picked up some milk, and I think I spent about $20 there. Did we go there this February? Did we go the first part of February? Yeah, we did.
I don't.
I think we did. So we spent about $20 there, and then this, with what's in the freezer, amounted to $89.88. And to me, it's a lot, because when you put it in the cart, it's like, this doesn't even look like much. What are some things that I threw into the freezer? I think I mentioned it. Celery, sweet potatoes. I did put some frozen veggies in. David brought his milk downstairs because we haven't made it to the farm. We'll be going to the farm tomorrow to pick up some milk and eggs. So let's see. And then the frozen broccoli, and what I did get was the asparagus. It's steamed asparagus, but what I wanted to do is, I've never frozen asparagus, and I don't have it in my garden right now, but when I get it, I try to buy it in bulk because I really like asparagus. So what I'm doing is I'm trying it like this. I've canned asparagus, and I don't like it canned at all because it makes it all mushy, so I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But this year I just bought it and I ate it as I went. So I'm going to see how this works, how it tastes, and if it tastes okay, then I'll pick up some extras to have on hand. So that's what my grocery haul is. It's all stuff that will actually, like, the amount of apples that I got here should last me a couple of weeks. The oranges should last a couple of weeks unless I really have an aching for citrus. David is not one to eat oranges, except once in a while. You in the mood for an orange?
Not today, but yeah, once in a while.
But like, he might go for the berries. But typically I have them frozen in the freezer, so if he wants them on his yogurt, and that's something that he now eats, is yogurt. We make our own yogurt, and I make it from the milk that I get at the farm. And I was going to make some butter. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So that's why I need to get butter. Because I'm almost out, right, David?
No.
I actually buy in advance with butter because I use it. And so that's my grocery haul. It's not a lot, but it's all healthy stuff, and I feel comfortable with what we got. It's nothing that's been duplicated, that's already in the refrigerator, on the shelves, or anything like that. But as I'm going about doing my chores and doing things, I'm like, I have no fruit in the house. And I didn't bring a list, so did I get anything we did not need? Well, I guess the cookies that he picked up and the bagels, but did you think we bought anything we did not need?
Well, we probably didn't need any, but
He better not say the peppers. He doesn't like peppers. But for the most part, these are things that we use. And like the fresh fruit, I want that on hand because when I'm hungry or I'm stressed, I'd rather go get an apple to chomp on or get some celery and put some peanut butter on. I do need to be, I need to use moderation when I take peanut butter and celery together because it's a favorite snack of mine. And just because it's healthy, and I've shared this in past videos, that you can eat as healthy as you want, but when you overconsume, then it's not really good for your body. And so I'm doing really good. This week I've done really well on my diet. What do you think, hon?
yes, I think so.
So, and I haven't, I've just done really good. I'm proud of myself. Pat myself on the shoulder and the other shoulder. So, there he goes. So, folks, I hope that you're having a great day, and I hope your budgets and so forth. If I was to, I'm looking back, we spent $20 a couple weeks ago at the farm. This was $90. So far, the month of February, we have spent $190. No, help me, hon, help me. Okay, so $40 and $90, $130. That's not bad. Do I want to spend that much in the winter months when I have processed some foods and they're on the shelf? No, but this is the way it is. We did not buy anything extra except, like I said, those cookies for him and the bagels. And one thing that I'm not going to do, if my husband wants to get bagels, I am not going to stop him from getting that. Now, he doesn't go to places like Dunkin' Donuts or bakeries and stuff like that because that's when I would get upset. Because I can make that for him at a fraction of the cost. And that's the other way in which we are able to save money. So how much do I think I'll spend at the farm tomorrow? It will probably be, because I'm getting 2 dozen eggs and I'm going to get, I don't know if I'll get 2 or 4 gallons of milk. His prices have gone up. It was $5 a gallon and now it's $6.50 a gallon. And I was looking at the organic milk at Aldi's and that's like $5. I don't have the exact number in front of me, I'm sorry. $5 for a half gallon. So it's like, no, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to the farm and I'm going to pick up what we need. And he's getting used to the organic milk too. And that's the way it is. So I'm sharing this stuff not to say, look at me, I've saved so much money. I'm saying saving money can work. Most of the vegetables and fruit are kind of like my craving. David eats them, but he doesn't crave them the same way I do, and he's not home all day, so he'll take an apple to work, and he's not interested in the orange. He can throw the orange in his lunch, but I promise you, it will come back, because that's what he does. So I would rather have him take what he wants. Now, he might take some of the berries for lunch. I don't know. Right now, he's cooking. What'd you make? Oh, he's frying up the bagels, I think. Is that correct?
Yes.
So one thing I shared with him, because our toaster is put away, we don't toast. I think I said this before. If I did, my apologies for being repetitive. We have our toaster put away because we don't do a lot of toasting. I actually toast in my cast iron. That's how I do it. But sometimes we want, like if we're having white sauce with clams and stuff like that, and we want it on toast, we want the toaster because we can put it down and all the bread is hot at the same time as the white sauce. But that's about as much as we use it, and he doesn't want to get rid of it. I don't know what his problem is. But sometimes that's what you need to do is hang on to an appliance, but I don't have it on my counter. So that's where we're at, and I hope that you're having a great day, and be frugal, folks. Have a great night. God bless. Hey friends, before I close this video, I thought I would share with you my making a simple salad from some of the things that I had on hand, as well as what I picked up today. And I will still have more than enough to make other salads, to do some stir fries, you know, a variety of meals from all that food that we bought. It didn't seem like much in terms of dollars compared to what most people might be spending, but we also realized that it's only two of us. And so we can make that stretch farther. And it's really kind of fun to see how far you can make your budget go. So I've already washed the lettuce and the spinach. The lettuce I already had on hand, and the spinach I've added in. So by the time I get done with all the lettuce stuff, it just seems like it's so big. So I think what I'm going to do first is open a can of tuna fish, something I already had on hand, and get that in there because I do like tuna on my salads. If it's not that, sometimes I'll put chicken, canned chicken on it, and that works for me too. So I'll get that into that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one thing of celery and I'm going to make that. I've already washed these things, so I'll put the extra ends of the celery into the freezer so that I can put it in a veggie broth or a chicken broth or beef broth, whatever. So I save all my vegetable ends to do that. I think I'm going to change the camera. So I tend to slice my celery up a little bit. Just one little thing of celery goes a long way when you're making a salad. Alright, so that's all in there. So my goal is to have not only vegetables but also some protein. You know, you get the fish in there and you get the cheese I'll be putting in a minute. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this orange pepper, break it off, cut out the little pieces here, and I am going to, I don't need the whole pepper in there, so I will refrigerate what's left because that's too much to put in the freezer. I can use that tomorrow in a salad or in a stir fry. And it makes that salad look pretty. So how would you make a salad? Do you make yours different every single time? Mine are always different because I go with what's in the refrigerator. What do I have on hand? I almost brought up a can of chicken, but I really was craving tuna, so that's why I got that. So far, this is what the salad looks like. It's got lettuce, it's got spinach, it's got celery, tuna, and orange pepper. Just a half a pepper. What I'm going to add now is I'm going to take some cheese. Normally I buy it in the block, but I ended up with a good deal of this. And carrot cheese is the only one that I can actually handle on my diet. Meaning it's not the fat content, it's what my body can handle. So that's what I do. And so all I do is since it's already sliced, I just kind of cut it down into little pieces. Because that's how I like it. Oops, don't need to feed the dust kitties. But. Alright, so that's done. What I'm going to do with this, I think that's all I wanted to put in here. This is my homemade yogurt. I'm going to use that as a dressing today. because that's what I do. I'm going to put it on the side, and then I can dip my fork in there as I eat my yogurt. And that, my friends, is my salad for the day. Using what I have, using what I got up at the grocery store. So I am off to have a late afternoon meal. I had a very small piece of something this morning, like a little bit of cheese this morning, and then I've just had some other things I had to get done, so that's what I've been focused on. Then I realized, oh, it's getting close to 5. After 4 o'clock is usually about the time that I finish eating right now. And I'm doing that so that I have a few hours before I go to bed, so my food has a time to digest. And once that's done, all I'll be having after that point, if I'm still awake, will be water, or I might have a juice, but typically it's going to be very mild and possibly a tea. That's how my meals go, and that's one way in which I stretch what I got at the grocery store and make it last. Have a great night, friends, and may God bless you.